Yo, what's up YouTube? Dirty Dan Gaming coming back with another Rise of Kingdoms video, and today I want to talk about Archer Gang a little bit. Are they the best investment for free-to-play players? I think so. Let's discuss. Alright, so today I did want to touch on this a little bit. I had a random thought as I was streaming last night, and I was like, man, Archer gangs are crazy right now. They are so meta, it's stupid. So I got to thinking a little bit, what's the best commander investment for free-to-play players? And I think I've come to the conclusion that it is indeed Archer Gang. And there are some reasons why, but let's go over the main reasons first. Free-to-play need to really be wary and cautious of their universal sculpture investments. They are not getting them as frequently as the mid to high spenders. You can be a free-to-play and get up to VIP 14 with some time, but that's just not the case for most players. So I went through and I listed out pretty much all the commanders, and I must say that the most minimum investments actually do come from infantry, and we will do separate videos for this as well. The most minimum investments do come from infantry gang, but I don't think the return on the field is as great as what you are getting with archers, because archers are dealing just so much damage. And then a quick sidebar, Cav is going to be the most expensive troop type commanders to invest in. They just have more commanders that I feel, in my opinion, have to be maxed to utilize to their full potential. So Cav, of course, myself being a Cav player, I took the most expensive route. Yay me. So, but we're not here to talk about Cav, we're not here to talk about infantry, we're here to talk about Archer Gang. So we're going to run through the list of commanders very quickly and just let you know on the minimum investments that these commanders can perform at, in our opinion. Today, I think on this list, besides him and I would say Amanatori, are probably the only ones that you have to max. And again, if you are going from a minimum investment standpoint, do not consider yourself rally leads. This video is not for rally leaders. This video is not for garrisons. Eventually, yes, if you can get to that point on your investments for the free-to-play and low spenders, absolutely garrison your butts off, rally your butts off if you are able to and if you are in that position. But please know your role, stay in your lane. Let's continue. And I'm going to preface this video by saying that you are going to need a little bit of luck for the commander investments that I'm going to talk about. None of this is guaranteed. There are some that are going to be guaranteed because of the structure that you can upgrade their skills. However, you are going to need some luck in this, in doing these investments. Okay, so let's go through the list. First, we have the ever so famous YSG. Everyone knows this should be the very first commander that you should max, and that's how he's gonna I did actually throw on my list as well Mr. El Cid. Now he's gonna have a little asterisk next to his name because he's a gold key commander, also a Mightiest Governor commander. But if you have not seen my El Cid and Julius Caesar Mightiest Governor video, I'm going to leave a card up in the top. Please check that out for the new players. Okay, please, experienced players, don't go and bashing me and say clickbait and blah blah blah. A lot of my content right now is geared for the beginner players. So El Cid, pretty solid, good commander, honestly, in my opinion. In my El Cid video, I actually did highlight some really good things about him. The only thing that stinks is that he just takes a little bit of time. However, El Cid can work very fine at a 5-5-5-1, and he's good to go for the field. Moving on to our next commander, the ever so famous Tamiris, who I've been ranting about in my streams, as well as the video that I also did on her a few days ago. Tamiris, stud, underrated commander, 5115. If you are to be ever so lucky, she's good for the field. Next, we have our man Ramesses. Ramesses will have a video commander overview coming very soon. And in my opinion, Ramesses is very good as a 5-5-1-5. You're getting all of the good things that you really want from him, especially his skill damage taken reduction, which is probably one of the better things that he has. And even as a just unlocked level 1 skill, you're going to get the opportunity to get a 20% defense bonus, which is very nice. I believe though that Ramesses at some point should be maxed. I just think he's that good. Next commander we're going to talk about, and I'm referencing my notes here, so that's what I'm looking down at. Next commander we are going to talk about is Artemisia. Artemisia is an amazing commander. We have now just seen her become a resurgence in the garrison meta with Amanatori, and I believe that that Artemisia at a 5-5-1-1 investment for open field is absolutely ready to go. And not to mention, she's the only defensive archer commander that you will have access to. And as you know my playstyle, I love to hide my skill damaging, nuking, and debuffing commanders behind the tanky ones. So if you are ever so lucky to get Tamiris to a 5-1-1-5, putting Tamiris behind an Artemisia is a-okay. Next we have our man Cyrus, and I must say Cyrus I've been very impressed with Cyrus this KVK. Very impressed. Shout out to Bowser, shout out to Nicodamus, and I believe shout out to Fawson from Kingdom 2070, all having pretty solid Cyruses. And Cyrus does some really good things. I think he is a little undervalued right now in the grand scheme of things, primarily because of this very nice debuff right here, which is going to reduce the target's skill damage by 40%. And I believe that Cyrus for an open field at a 5-5-5-1 is good to go. However, I did make a note that I think Cyrus should be maxed at some point, just because of his expertise after using an active skill. Archer units led by this commander gain 20% increased attack and 20% increased defense. Cyrus is a little bit of a rage engine, and if you can build him that way, then you are going to be trying to get that constant 20% defense buff. And as we all know, health and defense are prime meta stats at the moment. Moving on to our man Nebuchadnezzar. Mr. Nebuchadnezzar. If you are so lucky, 5-5-1-1 is pretty good, but you do want this skill as well, because you're just going to be getting a base damage of 15% increase, which is absolutely beautiful. A little OP, I think, in my opinion. Just for nothing. It's not conditional. It's not conditional to a rally. It's not conditional to anything. You're just getting 15% damage. It's amazing. And then you have each normal attack has a 10% chance to reduce a target's rage by up to 100 rage. And that effect can trigger every 3 seconds. That is an amazing skill altogether. If you are so lucky, Nebuchadnezzar at a 5-5-1-5, I think he is ready to go for the field, and you don't really need to further invest in him unless you want to be a rally lead, and then in that case you must go ahead and max him. Almost done. We go on to the current meta commanders. Well, Nebu's still kind of meta, but Mr. Gilgamesh, another beardy. Why does Archer Gang have such nice beards too? I'm working on mine too, as you can see. Gilgamesh, 5-5-1-1, and your man's is good. You're gonna get his everyone knows primary skill first. Yes, 5. I'm not even gonna go over that rant. Over here, you're just getting the straight up health bonus, and then all damage dealt by archers when enemy troops have less than 50% of units remaining. This is a little bit of a Attila flare thrown in, an Attila expertise flare thrown in with Gilgamesh's second skill, which is really good. And then over here, you have a conditional skill to rallying or attacking cities and strongholds. And then over here, it's a conditional skill, which is pretty much a counter to anything that heals, but you really only have Zenobia and you have Richard, and then the exception of some support skills that you're going to be getting. But all in all, I think this skill you can kind of really do without. 5-5-1-1, Gilgamesh is good for the field. And lastly, we have Amanatori. Say it in an Italian accent, but she's clearly not Italian. Amanatori, I was looking at her. She's a little tough, man. I've seen her in the field too, and I don't really know if she's all that good for the field. I don't know. I know she has a support tree, but I feel like I was taking her down pretty quickly, and the trades I was getting from her weren't anything that was really blowing my mind. So if you really had to do a minimum investment on a Monitory, you could go 5-5-1-1. This is conditional to garrisoning, or at least the second part is, right? Archer getting 10%. And then when this commander is serving as garrison commander. Yes, so this is a conditional skill. And then over here is little meh. You're gonna get a little extra damage. This is the burst damage that we've been seeing on our streams. I was actually kind of curious as to where all that burst damage was coming from. And then lastly, this is the reason why I think a Monitory should be maxed, because this expertise is amazing, is that she is immune to silence, which is what makes her the meta pairing with Artemisia, to get the damage boost without silencing yourself. And active skills reduce the target's rage by 100 per second for 2 seconds. That's 200 rage. If you have a Monitory expertise as well as a Nebuchadnezzar in your lineup, you're going to be at some points nerfing your enemy target's rage down by 300, which is really good. So those are the commanders, those are the minimum investments, and that's really the reason why I think that free to play should really utilize the archers much more. Another reason why I think it is advantageous for free to plays to invest in the archer direction is because during your wheel cycles, you're going to have Richard, then you're going to have YSG, and then it's going to reset, and then it's going to go Cav, Infantry, and Archer. So you're going to have a good amount of time to accumulate the gems from the time of the YSG wheel until then for the next Archer commander. Once you enter Season of Conquest, however, you are going to have access to all of the latest and greatest. So use your gems wisely leading up to Season of Conquest. But then there is that additional reason. If you are saving your sculpts up to Season of Conquest, then you now have access to Ramesses, you have access to Cyrus, and you have access to Gilgamesh. Those are 3 very good commanders that would take probably about 700 to 800 sculptures to bring all of those guys up to a working field level, as opposed to some of the other commanders. And like I said, Infantry Gang actually has the least amount of minimum investment commanders, but I just feel that the trades on the field, and that's what everyone is looking for, the trades on the field are going to be much more in favor for the archers as opposed to the infantry players, where more of those commanders are tanky or support or garrison defense commanders. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Just wanted to shed a little light on Archer Gang. I'm slowly but surely falling more and more in love with the Archer commanders that have been coming out. Archer Gang is super OP right now, so definitely take advantage of that. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you enjoyed, please consider slapping a like in the video and subscribing. All of it's totally free, and you can change your mind if you don't like me. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. Enjoy your week. I'm out. Peace.